Good day, everyone. Welcome to the project presentation for CS476 Software Development Project. My name is Rutvik, and I would like to talk about the application we created, NoteMate. In this presentation, I will present the application with the following outline. We will start with the problem definition and the motivations behind the creation of NoteMate. We will then list out functional requirements for NoteMate, along with explaining and showcasing thoroughly the use cases for NoteMate. We will then move forward to talk about designer patterns that NoteMate uses. After that, I will give you a quick tour of the software development tools and environment. We will finally look at NoteMate in terms of a complete class diagram, a component diagram, and a deployment diagram. So, what is the problem that NoteMate tries to solve? Well, it has been a year since the pandemic started. We have transitioned almost everything online. This means that we have to spend our final year of the university online, the most important year of study in our university life. This is when we create new connections, make friends, try to expand our network, and try to prepare ourselves for the corporate world. We now find ourselves in a position where it is increasingly difficult to connect and interact with new people. It is all the more difficult to collaborate and learn while trying to manage time zone differences in my case. So, what motivates me to develop NoteMate? To understand my personal motivation, we have to go back to the previous semester where I was taking CS 372. We were made to use a shared class textbook in the course on Google Docs. The experience gained from collaborating with other students and the professor was amazing. I even had a lot more friends than I do with other regular classes. And the textbook was such a hit that we officially made it the study medium for our exams instead of presentations and notes. This is what gave birth to the idea of NoteMate. Now let us talk about some functional requirements for NoteMate. NoteMate has two types of users, members and admin. Members can sign up or log into the application. They can send requests to join the course. They can view and make changes to the textbook and chat components of a specific course. Members can view and edit their own profiles, and members can log out of the application. Now, we look at admins. Admins are nothing but members but with extended functionalities. That means admins can do everything a regular member can do, but they can also create a course, they can edit a certain course, and by edit I mean they can accept join requests or reject requests. Then they can revoke or give chat and textbook access to the users enrolled in that course, and they can delete a course as well. Okay, let us now look at this use case diagram. As we can see, admin extends member. Now member can either sign up or log in, which redirects him or her to the home page. From the home page, we can access the course list, which from the course list, if we select a certain course that we are enrolled in, we can access the textbook and chat for that course. If we want to request to join a new course, we can access the request to course component. If we want to view our profile, we can click on the profile section and then we can either edit the profile name, edit email address, edit profile pictures, or we can just simply view our profile. We can also log out from the home component. Now, if we are an admin, we can do all of this, plus we can create a new course, we can edit the courses, and by edit, we can either accept the join request or reject the join request. We can revoke or give chat access to certain members, and we can do the same with textbook access for a course. We can also delete the course. Now, to get a better grasp of how everything works and to better visualize the use cases of NoteMate, I would like to migrate to my web browser environment to actually show what NoteMate can do. Welcome back. This is the page where you land before you log in or sign in for NoteMate. Now I will just show my experience of a new user trying to make an account on NoteMate. Since I am a new user, I cannot log in, so I will just sign up. I will enter some email ID and password like this, and then I will create a password like this. Oh, what is this? The password should be at least 6 characters. Okay, I think this should work now. Very well. So now this is my home page as a new user. As you can see, this here is the course list component. Since we are a new user, we are by default registered in 0 courses. So this is empty. Now we have a section to enter a request code to that if the request code is found to be valid, then we will send a reference to the database that we are requesting to join this course. An admin can then accept the request for that course, and then we will see the course in our course list component. Now, since we are just a regular user and not an admin, when we try to visit the admin section, we are just directed back to the home page. We cannot visit the admin section. Now we can visit our profile. By default, we have this profile picture set up. We have our email, and by default, our name is null. Let's try to edit this. So we try to add a photo. Just give me a moment. All right, so we add this, and we change the name to something like this, and then we save the changes. Okay, so as we can see, we have successfully changed the name and the profile photo. Now we can go back, we can visit again, it stays the same. All right. So now, as a new user, I can only enter a course request, but for that, I need to know what a course code is. That is dependent on my instructor. So let us now switch to the admin view. I have this account admin at notemate.com with this password here. Let's log in. As you can see, for the admin, I am already registered into these courses. I can, as we know from the use case, I can also do everything that a regular user can do. So I can also send a request to join another course. Now, when I try to view the admin section, I do have the privileges. So I am accessing the admin panel right now. So when I try to click on a course, this will take me to edit course section, right? So let's say I want to edit the course acceptance testing. So we can see the course ID here, and we can see the members registered on our course. It's currently test at NoteMate and ourselves. We can revoke the access, we can give access, we can save changes, and we can delete the course. But first, let us share this course ID with the newly created user so he can send a request to join. Now I'm back to my user. I pasted this course ID and now I'm sending the request. As we can see, we have successfully sent the request to join the course. So let's go back to our admin section. We accept and we submit the changes. Now we can see test 5 is in our course. So let's go back to the home page for admin. Let's go to acceptance testing. As we can see that this is the state of the textbook and this is the chat. Now we can go back to our user test 5 and we can see that since we are accepted into this course acceptance testing, it shows in our course list. Okay, so we can now click on this and we can see the same textbook and same chat here. Let us try to edit this and we can see real-time changes happening on the admin section. All right, if we delete everything, Okay, and now let us try to send a chat and see if that works. Hello. Oh, yes, so we can chat back and forth. There we go. All right. So now that we have sent a request and we have we have done everything that a regular member can do. Now let us move on to the admin section. Okay. So as an admin, I am an acceptance course and now I was just the test 5 user. So let's revoke the textbook access for him and save the changes. Correct? Okay. Now I can go to this. Now, when I click on acceptance testing course, the textbook access should be gone. Let's see. Oh, textbook access has been restricted. Very well then. Now let us unrestrict the textbook access. So we give the access back. Very well. And we see the textbook again. Let us do the same for chat. We can take away the chat access, save changes. Sorry, yeah, here. And we can see the chat access has been restricted. Then we can go and give the access back, save changes, and we can see the chat again. We can also at the same time take away both the accesses, and then we'll just see a blank page like this. We are restricted from editing the course, but we are still enrolled in it. Okay. So now we can go back, and as I just mentioned before, as an admin, we can do everything that a regular user can do. So I can change my name here, and I can save changes, and there we go. Let us try some wrong input cases now. So let's try to input a request code that is incorrect. Okay, that is great. It shows that. Let us try to visit my profile and edit and try to input an invalid email. It just shows the email is badly formatted. Let us log out and let us try to log in with a badly formatted email. It shows that we have to include an @ sign, so we need a valid email. Let us try to input a wrong password and see if it works. It shows the password is invalid for the user does not have the password. Okay, and we can log back in. And that actually wraps up the functionality of the website for us. I have shown you the course list from home page. I have shown you the request section. I have shown you the admin section. Oh, I have not shown you how to create a course. So let's just create a random course. And as we can see, it's here. This is our course ID. If we want the user to send. I'll also show you one more thing. So since we already sent a request to join the course, if we again input the same course ID, we won't be allowed to send the same request, right? So that's also one of the functionalities. Now let us accept this and we can see this and edit and chat. Okay. Let us now log out of the test account and we will now also delete this course and we will now log out, and this wraps up our demonstration for NoteMate. Welcome back. Now we will talk about design patterns implemented in NoteMate. As we can see, design patterns are nothing but just a general designing solution to very common problems. We will describe two of the design patterns implemented in NoteMate. The first is the decorator pattern. The decorator pattern are a way to achieve extension of classes by adding dynamic functionality to object of the class. In NoteMate, we have functionalities called higher order components, which are inherited from the React framework. NoteMate extends that functionality in a structure. We have an application which extends the React router and component sections. Then, as we can see here, the login page, the sign up page, the logout page, and the home page are concrete decorators for the application functionality. And then the home page is further extended by profile page, admin page, and course page. Admin page has a concrete component, edit course, and course page has a concrete components, chat page, and textbook page. So chat page and textbook page link up to decorate course page, which in turn decorates the home page, which in turn decorates the admin page. All of these link up to extend the component of React. The application page also extends the React router, which decides which page to choose to while decorating. All right. The next design pattern is observer pattern. We know that observer patterns are a sort of subscription mechanisms that listen to events happening all around the application and update the subscribers with new information so that the whole application interface shouldn't be reloaded from the client side. This allows us to dynamically update data on the client side. In NoteMate, let's say for instance an admin acting as a subject decides to select a course. As we saw in the demonstration just before, this change is instantly recognized and updated for other users registered in the course. Thus, we can say that the users are observers of administrative changes in NoteMate. This is also true for administrators to themselves. As we can see, admins implement subjects, and subjects are what observes the observer. Admin also implements the observer class, and members also listen to the observer class. So any changes happening via the subject are listened to or observed from admin or member classes. And changes can be implemented without reloading the web page. Let us now talk about the software development tools used for creating NoteMate. As a development environment, we chose Visual Studio Code. We chose Visual Studio Code because it is very lightweight, flexible, and it is also open source. And I just love the feel of it. For hosting, we chose Firebase CLI and Firebase hosting with Node.js framework. For database, we chose the Firebase real-time database and Firebase storage database. For command line interface, we chose VS Code Terminal, Windows PowerShell for the Firebase CLI. For developing the UML diagrams in report and in the presentation, we chose Plant UML. We also we also implemented the Plant UML with Visual Studio Code, which is also a great example of how versatile VS Code is. Then for package manager, we chose npm, which is installed with Node.js. npm just loosely extends to Node package manager. And for testing browser purposes, we chose Google Chrome. For server runtime environment, we chose Node.js. Now let us look at a class diagram which integrates the observer pattern and the decorator pattern, which I explained before. Now we can see that the login page, the logout page, the sign up page, and the profile page and the admin page all implement the subject class. The subject class links to the observer class. Now the profile page, the home page, the admin page, all three of these are subscribed to the observer so they can update themselves. So this is our whole observer pattern for NoteMate. Now let us look at the decorator pattern. As we can see, application extends the component, which is further extended by concrete decorator for applications in login page, logout page, sign up page, home page, and home page. Yeah, and I also forgot to mention that application also observes for changes via the subject. Okay, back to the decorator pattern. Now the home page is further extended by profile page, admin page, and course page. The course page is extended by textbook page and chat page, while the admin page is extended by the edit course component. So basically, this is nothing but the whole structure of our application. Now let us talk about component diagram. The component diagram explains our file system. At the front end, we have the browser, which connects via HTTP to the files, front end files, which are React.js static files, CSS3 files, and HTML files. These files connect to the backend via HTTP connections. The backend server side is a Node.js server. It stores the app.js, login page.js, sign up page.js, home page, course page, chat page, textbook page, profile page, admin page, selector page, and edit course. All of these are interconnected and they can take help from the helpers and services files, which are the authentication.js and firebase.js. These in turn are connected to the database, the real-time database, and the Firestore. Firestore is used for storing the profile images, while Firebase real-time database is the main NoSQL JSON type database that we use for almost everything else. Let us talk about the deployment diagram. As we can see, NoteMate can be deployed in two major components, the server side and the client side. The server side can further be broken down into the database server and the backend server. Now, the user or the client side can use any modern web browser to connect to the backend server. The backend server comprises of Node.js, which is built on top of React.js, which includes things like the Firebase functions, React router, application logic, and designer patterns that we talked about before. All of this is connected to the database server via FTP protocol. So we can use file transfer protocols to store and access data from Firestore database, and we can also do the same with Firebase real-time database. The real-time database stores information in JSON format, and it is also a NoSQL type database. These are the citations of the tools used, and by this we mark the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching. All questions, suggestions, and criticisms are more than welcome.